So the camp was started 17 years ago, just as something I had wished had been around when I was a kid.
The thing that I love most about Sorcerers is the fact that a bunch of really great magicians come out to teach young kids that have the same passion and interest in magic that we do. They all get together, spend their time to make sure these kids get valuable tools to be able to be creative in our art form.
The dedication and the passion in this place is just amazing. It makes me think of me, the same passion I had for magic when I was a little girl, and it just I just see myself in all these kids, and that's really why once a year I come donate my time with the boys and girls who love magic as much as I do.
It's just a breath of fresh air, a chance for me to see that art form isn't going to die. There are so many young sponges, as I call them, that just suck up everything you say and do, and to be able to see such a diverse group of counselors, performers that teach all different styles and thoughts that the kids get to pick and choose from, I know there's a big future here. So I come every year, bring my family. I tell the kids the year that I miss it, so you can put flowers on my grave.
This camp offers experiences like that you can't get elsewhere. You know, this is not a magic convention. This is not a magic lecture. This is magic camp. And it's so tough to try to describe what that is, because words do not describe. Words cannot express these feelings. Like I can tell anyone about it, but until you're standing here, until you see what it is, you don't know. But the moment you're here, you know.
I had always thought camp and magic would do well together. I had just recently got married and had a child, and as you know, as a professional magician, you spend so much time on the road. So it was my chance to be in the city for at least 2 months while Samantha, my daughter, was out of school. So I would at least have the summer with her, planning and getting organized for the camp, and then do the camp, and then I could go back out on the road. So that was 17 years ago. So many things have changed in all that time, and now the camp is completely different than anything I had envisioned. It's so much better because everybody has contributed. So all kinds of things that I never even thought of, different people have brought in, and it's become this just amazing thing. So much more than the sum of its parts.
Keeps me coming back to Sorcerer's Safari. It's the kids. I've watched them grow up and grow smarter, perform better. I see this confidence level from the shy little kid that first walked up and said, you know, Mr. Farquhar, to the guy that comes up and high-fives you because he's your height and says, hey, Shawn. Every year throws me off because they keep getting bigger and I'm just getting older. And to see their skill level improve.
But there's still nothing people and world-class experts together in a genuine retreat situation where we are together. You know, and if you or I could have been with our magic heroes and just hang without the hierarchy. I mean, there's a hierarchy. Hey, kid, shut up, we're in class. That's cool. But without the hierarchy we were talking about, like carrying water buckets up and down the hill. Wow. We could have moved on a heck of a lot faster. And these kids are growing so fast and they're getting so smart and they're seeing it all. It's really just, I think, the most beautiful thing that I've ever seen in magic for magic. It's the most beautiful magic community I've ever had a chance to be a part of. It's just wonderful.
we are surrounded by so many things that are right now unexplainable. Science is doing a great job finding lots of answers for things. But I think it's very important to be able to appreciate mystery and appreciate astonishment without demanding an answer. Just to be able to savor that, which is why I love to be fooled.
Right. What's this? Believe it or not, cards of static electricity.
No, I didn't know. I mean, I just...
Whoa, what the?
Like that. But it was actually even better than that.
Yeah.
Take the deck and touch.
What?
I like the fact that we teach ethics to kids. Anybody can steal anybody else's material, and we see things on television and we say, oh, that was good, I like that, I'm going to do that, and doing it in the form of performing it. The ethics that we try and teach here is don't do what somebody else was doing, do it your way. Right. Be yourself. Trying to teach kids to be their own personality. We don't want them to be the Chris Angel, we don't want them to be David Copperfield, we want them to be themselves, and develop magic that suits their personality.
It's hard, as you said, there are a lot. Yeah. But I'm going to say something a little off from that is, for me, huge, is when I get back to Toronto after camp, I will get emails and phone calls from parents, and they tell me how their children have changed, what the kids have got out of it. Like they left shy kids and they came home just so full of energy and so positive and full of themselves and feeling so much better. And that to me is huge. And when they talk about how much their kids have changed for the positive, that to me, and so some of my memories are those phone calls.
I grew up in a magic family, and you have conventions and you have, shows, but camp is like a beast of a whole nother kind, because it's the most purest form where artists come together. They make a huge sacrifice with a huge payoff, because they're basically passing what they love on to the next generation. And there's no better foreground to do that than here at Sorcerers, because it's like the balance between the nature, the woods, the kids have everything, really talented staff, and a common bond that brings us all together. Like, it's perfection.
I was sitting down on a bench outside of the mess hall, and one of the young campers there, we were sitting side by side, and he was looking over, and Lee Asher was just sitting on a bench with another child, and we were talking a bit, and he was, showing me a card trick and that, and asked me what I thought about it, and I said, oh, it's good, but I can't help you with that. I said, you should go talk to Lee, and he sort of looked at me, and he said, I can't do that. And I asked him, why? What's the problem? He said, well, he's real. And I sort of looked and said, yeah, and he said, well, yeah, normally at home, he's like in my TV, it's a video. So, he's a very shy boy, and I said, no, you know what, you just go on over there and have a conversation with him, and, it's okay, you can approach him. And so he did, and, year 2 and 3, when he's come back, he is no longer that shy little boy, but it was a great memory.
I heard this once. It was magic that brought us together, but it was friendship that kept us together, kind of thing. Lee Asher is, I would consider, one of my really, really good friends, and I have never once sat down with a deck of cards and said, hey man, check this out. Never once. Mike Segal, same thing. He and I just, 13 years ago, it clicked, and it was awesome. He is one of the nicest guys I have ever met. Back in the day, we used to say when you come to camp, everybody checks their ego at the front gate, because you're no better than I am, I'm definitely no better than you. We're here for one reason, and it's for the kids, because this is where it goes.
Into 18, 19 years old, and then there's
Some of my campers like Rosemary, who started out as my camper at 12 years old, 13 years old, and now she's working for the camp. So there's that. There's the relationships that you get from camp. There's also the experience, camp playtime, where we actually have our camp. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah, and the magic is unbelievable. Like, you get to meet some incredible people from all over the place, and then you stay in contact with them. It's like, magic is sort of this tight-knit family. Yeah, it really is. Yeah, John and Mike, they're my family for sure.